This is TWiT.
So what got you interested in AI and putting together the study that you did?
Artificial intelligence for the new folks. So
Yeah, so I've always had a fascination with artificial intelligence and really just real human intelligence to the point where not a lot of people know this, but when I was deciding what to do a PhD on, I actually very seriously considered doing a PhD in neuroscience instead of space systems. Because I was really interested in it, but I just honestly thought I didn't have a chance. My degrees were all in engineering, but I've always been fascinated by how intelligence emerges from bio stuff and non-intelligent stuff. So to me, it was a kind of like a natural fit. When I did my PhD, I started incorporating AI into some decision support systems that I was building. And then I kind of expanded a little bit what I do in AI into planning and scheduling and AI assistants and those kinds of things. So, yeah.
We got a smart one here, Tarek.
I know. So we're all trying to reckon with AI and our jobs right now. But I think that in the industry, it can be a really big, helpful part of it. And I think that's what we're going to talk about today, right, Rod?
Yeah, so the name of the study that caught my attention was Virtual Assistant for Anomaly Resolution and Long Duration Exploration Missions. It also caught my eye that among your various PIs on the paper was Bonnie Dunbar.
That's right, former astronaut and currently a professor at Texas A&M in our department.
Very handy. So maybe we'll get into the broader topic of AI in space, but what was the point of the experiment?
Yeah, so we were really interested in understanding how we could use this new technology that is now widely available, AI agents, AI assistants, to help astronauts when they're far away from mission control. There might be long communication delays. If you're thinking about a Mars mission, for instance, there could be a mission delay up to 45 minutes round trip, right? So if there's something going wrong in the spacecraft, say, I don't know, CO2 concentration in the cabin starts to go up, there may not be enough time for mission control to intervene and, put the spacecraft back in a safe configuration. So the crew may need to be more autonomous for these long duration missions. So AI agents just seem like a good solution, at least to help, during those long communication delays, to at least, make the crew safer and hopefully help, if not totally resolve the anomalies, at least partially resolve them, or at least start the work of identifying what might be going on.
Well, for our listeners, Danny, I'm curious if you can kind of equate what one of these systems, these agents, it could be like. Are we talking about an agent like Data on the bridge of the Enterprise, or is it more like the computer that you talk to, or is it some kind of hybrid where you've got robots flying around your ship, fixing stuff, or keeping an eye on stuff, and just calling the astronauts if they have to wake them up from a nap, that kind of a thing?
Yeah, so I guess it could be any and all of those things, but for now we have focused on just AI agents, essentially software, right? So talking to your computer is really what we're talking about here. So there's other versions of that could have robotic embodiment and some aspects of, I guess, affective computing and those kinds of things. Those actually have been demonstrated with things like Simon on the ISS, if you guys are familiar with that experiment like a few years ago. But yeah, here we're talking mostly about a computer agent that is analyzing the data, and trying to help the crew members diagnose what is going on, and then hopefully resolve it also.
So you had two setups, as I understand it. You had a lab where you had students performing exercises, and then you went over to HERA, which is a simulator, I think, at Johnson Space Center, correct?
That's right. Yeah. Human Exploration Research Analog.
And then you had a group there that was mixed students and professionals?
At HERA, it was all professionals, kind of like varied, engineers, pilots, nurses. It's really a wide range of disciplines represented there.
Should we say what HERA is real quick for folks who don't know, Rod?
Sure.
And Danny, the HERA is a habitat. What is it? Exploration, research, something or another, right? HERA at NASA's Johnson Space Center that they built there for mock missions to study, the stresses for astronauts or systems like this about what can make things easier.
That's right.
Here's where we're looking for the long answer. So explain the study to us, what you did, and then we'll talk later about how it all came out.
Sure, yeah. So the idea was very simple. So we want to build this computer agent that can help astronauts resolve spacecraft anomalies. But we don't want to just build an agent and say, this is really cool. Look at all the cool things that it can do. We want to make sure that it actually improves performance and hopefully reduces workload and improves situational awareness and those kinds of things. So we did a study, actually two sets of two studies, two in the lab and two at this HERA analog, where we recruited some subjects, some participants, and we had them resolve obviously fake spacecraft anomalies that we introduced into their telemetry feed, quote unquote, and had them basically try to figure out what is going on and resolve them. They actually followed a procedure either in the real HERA environment or in a virtual environment that we built in Unreal Engine 4. If you're familiar with that kind of like software
it's VR, a computer VR, huh? That's cool.
Yeah, essentially. And then we just measured a bunch of things, right? Obviously, we measured, how many anomalies they can resolve and how much time it takes to resolve the anomalies. But also, they did some surveys, the subjects, to measure things like the situational awareness and workload and also trust in automation. And then we compared, with Daphne versus without Daphne. So Daphne is the name of the assistant that we built, by the way.
Is it an acronym? Is it an acronym or is it just the name? It's like Jarvis.
I feel bad saying this, but I just wanted to name my first daughter Daphne, but my wife wouldn't let me.
I love that.
I know the pain, Danny. I wanted to name my daughter Scheherazade, but then I couldn't spell it, and so that was the end of that. So my wife said, you can name her that if you can spell it right now, and that was it. That was the one shot I had. But Daphne would have been so much easier.
If I had been designing this experiment, being who I am, and I admit my grad school experience was at Stanford, and so of course we heard endlessly about the Stanford prison experiment, which didn't go particularly well. If you like what you just saw, be sure to check out This Week in Space. You can catch us on your favorite podcast app or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links below. Thanks.